Hello everyone, my name is Steve TV Online, and I'm going to be submitting Dreamworks Dragons Dawn of New Riders. This game, as you can see, is one of my favorite games because I really like the How to Train Your Dragon series. I have a shirt wearing one of them, and this game is super chill. It's super fun to watch. It's like cute. There, all the aspects in it. There's a lot of skips and tricks I'm going to be explaining throughout this run. But yeah, I really want to show this off. I'm submitting this as solo. I'm submitting it as a race. If this can get this in, it would be amazing. But anyway, the timing doesn't start right away. The timing will begin the second that we fade in after the first cutscene here. Time begins in 3, 2, 1 now. Alright, so as Toothless and Hiccup were flying overhead, they saw an island that was on fire and they were trying to find out who is here, if everyone is safe. This game takes place in between the second and third movie. So if you don't know about those movies, there's a little bit of a spoiler alert here because you're gonna talk about a little bit about it. Toothless sees this character over here, and he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know where he's from. He doesn't know what's going on, why the place is burning up, and he doesn't know why there's an egg next to him. He doesn't know his name, so Hiccup decides to come up with the name of Scribbler because he has a notebook next to him, and he has scribbles in that. So the creativity of Hiccup is insane. So Hiccup says, "Hey, why don't you watch over the egg while I go watch or go look for the source of this roar? If you get into any trouble, there's going to be chests over here where you can find both an attacking axe and a shield to block. We're not going to be using the shield like ever, and the axe we're going to use just at the very beginning of the game. While we're defending the egg, we have this enemy that comes in conveniently, so we have to go and open up the chests to go and get our stuff. And unfortunately, we do have to collect both of these items. We can't skip over them, otherwise we can't continue on throughout the game. This is one of the few times, like in the game, that we actually have to do stuff for it to continue on. Alright, so now you're also going to see me do a roll, and then I'm going to run. After you do the roll animation, if you hold the roll animation, it's going to allow for you to then do the fastest movement in the game, which is to run. And you're gonna see me do a lot of rolls throughout this game because there's also a trick coming up later on that I'll explain when it comes up to it, called roll skipping or switch rolling. There isn't an official name, so that's what I'm gonna call it. But it allows for us to skip almost every single fight in this entire game. That's why this game is so fast. Because of that. One purpose here. So right here, it's gonna explain to us that if you step on these switches, then arrows will come out. That's gonna be throughout the entire game. However, we're not gonna need to worry about it. But here's our first skip in the entire game, if I can get it correctly. There we go. So normally you would have to do this. This is the tutorial section on teaching you how to fight. But there is a cutscene that is in that area that allows for you to go around. There's just a giant box, and if you go around that, you don't have to do the fight tutorial. And while this is going on, I'll explain a little bit about this. So each one of the fight areas, there's going to be a little barrier that flips up, and you can't skip past that barrier until you finish the fight. However, if you skip through those cutscenes without activating them, those barriers will never raise up. And even if you do activate them, then you can go back through the loading zone you just came into and come back in, and they will be in because the barrier is only activated on the first time that you go through it. Excuse me. So we're going to be using that to our advantage throughout the entire game here. So right here, Toothless and Hiccup come down, and they're saying, "Hey, this dragon, he looks a little bit different. He's not like other dragons. He kind of looks like a combination of a bunch of different dragons at this point. What are we going to call it? How about a Chimeragon? Or Chimeragon?" So, because of that, we also say, well, since he's patched together like other like a bunch of different dragons combined, we're gonna call him Patch. Why don't we call him Patch? Like I said, with Hiccup's creativity, he just comes with the greatest names of all time. But anyway, after this, we get that really cute cutscene of getting your dragon by putting your hands up, not looking at them. If you've seen the movies, then you know what I'm talking about. And then we have this next sort of situation here that allows for a glitch. We're going to get Terror Mail here, and Terror Mail allows, it's just part of the story, hey, if you come over this way, then something's going to happen. Normally you're not supposed to be moving during this cutscene, but since I switched characters, which you're not supposed to know yet, if you switch characters there, it allows for you to completely... Yes! Ooh, that was weird. That's fine. Alright, so now we're going to go up here, and we're going to, once again, skip over another cutscene area. And then we're going to run over here. And go through here. Then we're going to learn about Patch's powers here. He has ice that allows for us to cross over water. So we're going to use that to our advantage. And then we're going to do our first roll skip. So roll skipping, if you roll through a cutscene at the same time that you're switching, it completely skips over the fight animation and cutscene. Because in order to get the fight, you have to... Oops, uh-oh. That's fine. In order to get the fight, you have to activate the cutscene, and if you completely skip over the cutscene here, then you don't have to worry about the fight. Come on, Scribbler. There we go. That's fine. Alright, so that one right there, that roll... that switch clip there was actually found by me by accident. So, one time I accidentally did it. By accident, we were trying to find the right area to do it. And then the main runner of this game, Loss, decided to... he saw that I did that, and I showed it to him. And he's like, oh, wow, well, I'll try and find the right spot. Cool. So right there is another, like, really major skip in the entire game. That's called Astro Skip. If you skip past her dialogue box right there, then it allows for you to actually skip over a 40 to 45 second cutscene that you would normally have to watch. Alright, we're past the crash. I'm the only one in the entire community that is actually crashed in this area. I literally rolled into here, because this is an unskippable cutscene. I rolled into here and the game crashed. Never happened to anybody else but me, which is kind of interesting. Alright. So after this, we're going to go around here, and we're going to hit that, and then we're going to go over this way, switch, and run all the way over here. And then we're going to go into another area where I get to explain a sort of situation here where you have there's a little bit of a loading time for you in order to be able to do your switches there. You have to wait for a certain time frame. If you go too early, then it won't activate the roll switch because you can't switch over to the other characters. And then we're going to learn another trick right here, which is up-warping. So the game thinks that you're at a different axis that you actually are. So if you stand at a specific place while you're playing, while you're switching characters, it'll up-warp you up to the new axis that they thought that the game thought you were at. So down here, we don't need to worry about anything else. We left Patch back there, unfortunately. And now we're going to go down here. And then we have to do another roll here. Cool, that was really good. Oh god, that's fine. That was a little mistake. But But we made it through. Unfortunately, we cannot upwarp onto that bridge. If there's a way, we would gladly take it, because otherwise you just have to run all the way around. There's nothing really, like, exciting about that. Patch is still back there, but we're fine. And then we go into one of my worst ones. Here, we're gonna roll right there, I believe. Yep, there we go. And then we go into one more roll skip. Cool. So, like I said, most of the time there are skips in areas. This game is all about memorization of where items actually are located. Like loading zones. As long as you know where they are, then you should be good to actually, like, roll through those areas. Alright, so now we're done with Havenholm. Each area has both a, like, outer area as well as a, runes section and then a boss. So we got past Havenholm. This is now the Havenholm runes. This area is really fun. This is pretty simple. There's a lot of skips and tricks that are involved once again. This game is just super fast paced in order to try and explain everything that's going on. There are some areas to read incentives and donations and stuff like that. But yeah, the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to skip past another cutscene, and then we're going to get a really funny glitch here. He's just going to glide down the stairs. Normally he would walk down that, but because we skipped over that cutscene, he just glides down it. Almost all these cutscenes that I'm skipping over are stuff that takes like 5 seconds plus. Like, it's totally worth it to know where all these cutscene skips are. So another one right here. Cool. Then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna hit this, and then we're gonna roll through here. That was good. Normally you would have to wait, you wouldn't be able to move, but if you go fast enough there, you are able to roll through there like I did again. That was perfect. And then we're gonna go through here and we're actually going to do a fight. Yeah, it's weird, I know, there's actually fighting in this game. Nobody would expect it, but there is. So these are our first guys that we have to kind of defeat. We're gonna hold down the button here and attack. Cool, that was really good. And then we're going to run up here and we're going to collect our weapon that we're going to be using for the rest of the game, which is the archaic hammer. Then we're going to skip out of that, and we're going to get a weird camera angle there. We moved in the dark there. Normally you wouldn't spawn all the way up there, but I know exactly like what I'm supposed to be hitting at that point in order to get over to where I was. And now we're coming on to one of my worst skips in the entire game. So this is another up warp. Oh, that was actually really fast for me. So normally you would have to go onto the right and do a whole massive like puzzling section, but if you up warp there, you completely skip having to do that that puzzle section. So now we're gonna down warp again, and then we're gonna go over here and go in. We have one more roll skip here. We're gonna put this over here. We're gonna move this one over. Move that one down and maybe hit another one over. That was really good. I've finally gotten better at that that puzzle. Usually that's one of my worst puzzles, but that's one of the faster ways to actually get through that puzzle. Alright, and let's get lucky. Yes! Okay. So those guys can actually block your pathway. Those dragons can. And it's one of the rare RNG moments of this game that you hope don't happen. So we're going to switch over to Patch here, because Patch is our boy here. He's going to go and help us out with the boss fight. This is Air. They have a problem where I believe her father died, and she lost her dragon that looked exactly like Patch, and because of that, she's controlling other dragons, so she can make her own, and they'll move to her whim. So our first boss here is going to be Hot Purple. I'm going to try my best to get a manipulation. There are manipulations that I've managed to find. It is a little bit more difficult, but if I can get it, it'll be awesome to show off. So, this is Hot Purple. You see the poison on the back of their back. That's the thing that allows for air to control them. And we have to destroy all of those. All right. And one more. We want them to run into this. Then we're going to hold down the attack button there and do it one more time. Cool. Then we're going to run all the way up here. Get right before this and then land on it. And then we're going to go right here. Yes! Okay, we got the manipulation, which is really good. That's fine. Alright, so that's another like glitch that's going on here. Normally air goes and teleports away by using a grapple. You hear the noise going on. But I'm able to go and get that a little bit early by hitting him. Yes, I got the other manipulation. Let's go. Oh, that's not good. That was actually a really good hit. And we should finish her off. Yes, okay, that was actually a fantastic Hot Purple fight. So the manipulation was found by me. What you have to do is you have to stand. You have to get right before the switch, land on the switch the second that the Hot Purple is flying up in the air, and then you have to stand on the stairs in order to make them go over. Normally it would be. Normally you would have to wait for it to do once again the shooting the fire and everything, but if you make it fly over, then it saves a ton of time. So right here, as you see, I'm just kind of moving around in weird like angles here. Normally you're not supposed to move here. Once again, we got another Terror Mail, but I try and keep them close for the sole purpose of if they're not close enough, I believe that the loading zone takes a little bit longer. So I just like to make them move very strangely. And then we get this. So, Scribbler is supposed to be on the back of Patch right now. If you do everything correctly, you, and hit the, switch at the right time, then you just get that weird glitch. It's pretty funny. Alright, so now we're gonna talk to, Hiccup and Toothless. They're gonna tell us how to fly, and, we don't know how we managed to be able to fly because he just randomly gained a saddle on the back of its back. And another thing that I like to point out is that because Patch is a Chimeragon, he's actually growing a lot faster than he should. So, that's part of the story, is we're trying to figure out how to stop him growing fast, but only Air knows how to actually do that. So that's why we also have to go after Air here. So once again, this is the area where, as you'll notice, I'm not going to be upgrading anything throughout this entire run. This is where the area where normally they would tell you, hey, look, you can buy shields, you can buy weapons, you can buy helmets, you can buy a bunch of different armors and stuff like that to help out throughout the entire fight. But Nope, not us. We're going to just completely ignore it, and they're going to give us a terror mail. And we're going to try and get as far as we can. Right here as Patch. Then we're going to fly away as fast as possible. This cutscene right here, now Patch has evolved into a Broodwing. Take out this guys whenever you are outside. We'll use that to our advantage. Normally, you would have to wait for that cutscene, but later on, we're going to, get the cutscene. There's also another dialogue box that's supposed to happen there, but we're gonna get that later on when we come back. So right now, we're heading over to Vodkas Mountain, which is one of my favorite areas in the entire game. If you don't know who Valka is, I'm gonna have to spoil a little bit here. Valka is Hiccup's mother, and this is the island that she was on, where we found her. And the only reason I like this area so much is the most broken area in the entire game, and it's so fun to play. All right. We got that good, and now we're going right out of here on Vodkas Mountain into a new, into another Astro Skip. So once again, if we don't get the skip, then it's another 40-45 seconds of time loss. And this one's kind of important, because if we would have gotten that one, then we would have to wait for, Ooh, this is weird. Alright, so now we got there. We would have to wait for her to give us a horn, and that horn is completely useless to us in the speed run. So it's just a complete waste if we do that. Alright, so once again we're gonna do some of these switch rolls. Oh, uh-oh. That's fine. Oh, okay. Well, that was interesting. So now that activated, once again, we're gonna go back through here. Now we can go. So this is kind of the situation, at least I got to show it off a little bit, where if it does activate the cutscene, you can just roll right back through. And now we're coming into one of my favorite skips in the entire game. You can literally just go over here and roll. You've now completely skipped an entire puzzling section. And then we're going to run up here as Patch, and we're going to hit an electric thing here. Nope, did not get it. So, there is a way for you to activate Scribbler a little bit early there. And start making him move, but we still have yet to figure out the timing of it. Maybe by the time that it's chosen, we'll be able to figure it out. And now we're coming on to another fight skip. So we're going to stand in this corner, and then we're going to roll. Good, good, good. Now we're going to grab up Patch here. We're going to do the one skip that was actually shown off to one of the developers of the game. Don't know the name of them. They said please don't name me. But there we go. All right. So they were really excited about the run, but that was the first one that was ever shown off. All right. So right here, if I go fast enough here, I have a chance to get caught. There we go. If I go down these stairs right here, then I will not get caught, which is a big thing, because it would waste a ton of time otherwise. Then we're going to go here, and we're going to roll. Awesome. And now, this is the reason, Vodkas Mountain is the first time that you'll see that there's, like, if you ever watch this game played on the PC, there's a bunch of different times in the game where they'll turn VSync off because of it. This is the first area in the entire game right here. So all these things right here, if you turn VSync off, you can actually push either Toothless or not Toothless, Scribbler or Patch through the wall there. and it'll save about 5 seconds if you do everything correctly. But if this is chosen, we've already decided as a community that if this gets in, then we're just gonna run it with VSync on, so we can't skip all the stuff. Otherwise, it would be unfair for the council runner, which is only me. I'm actually world record holder for this game on the council, but it's kind of hard since I'm like the only council runner of this game. Nice, that was good. So right here, we're gonna stay as Scribbler because we have another trick coming up. So this is actually the first trick that was ever found in the game right there. Well, more or less the first trick that was found in the game. Most of the early tricks were found in this section. So let's see if I can get this. Nice, first try, let's go. And here is my worst roll. Got it, let's go. So, the only reason I know that, I forgot to explain this, but the only reason that I know that I'm getting it is because that I hear the enemies go, there! Once they yell there, then you know that you've made the skip correctly. Alright, so this is one of the few screens in the entire chapter that is not, oops. That does not have any skips. So if somebody wants to come into this game and try and figure out how to actually skip this area, that would be wonderful, because we've been looking. Because of the up warps that we have, like, you can just float in the area there. Like, if you run back through this area after you go through this next section and come back, you can down warp into those areas. So we know that we can up warp into them. Alright, and this is the first one. Ah! Alright, we want to make sure that Scribbler doesn't die here. Nice. Alright, so this saves like 5 seconds. And this is my favorite trick in the entire game. So normally there's this whole like puzzling section where you have to move stuff back and forth. If you just go down here and then you roll off into here, you can hit the last like the last solution for the puzzle, and then you can continue on. That simple. It's so funny to me. And one more skip here. There we go. That saves 10 seconds or more. Like I said, all these, like, if I had to explain how much how much time save each one of these skips does, then I would be here, like, I would be back at the last area of the game talking about some of the stuff, like in Haven Home Ruins. Because there's so much time save for everything at this point. Alright, so now we're going into Vodkas Mountain Ruins. This is a fun area. We have a new skip that was found, our most recent skip that was found. Saves 30 seconds? Or, I mean, maybe 15 seconds or more, I guess I should say. But, as long as you know what you're doing, like, if you're not holding stuff too long, then it's like a free time save. So we're going to switch over to Patch to actually do this skip. We're going to go over here, and then we're going to roll down here, and we're going to stand here, roll, and then we've now fell down to the bottom, and we've now completely skipped the area up top here. We're going to hit this over, hit this over, and down. Then we're going to use Patch up here. Hopefully, I'm going to try this. Oops. Alright, maybe one more time. There is a skip here that's very difficult to do on the console versions. So, we'll try one more time here. Nope, okay. We're gonna do it the regular way. So normally what would happen there is you could go up and hit and activate the switch early without having to stand on this right here, like I'm about to do right here, the regular way. But I always try it at least once or twice. Oops. Alright, that's fine. So normally what you would do is wait for those to go. You can get hit off, and then you're going to roll through here, but normally you would be down here already. That's fine. A little bit of a time loss, but it's not, like, massive. It's very hard on the console to do that. We're going to run up here, and this is kind of like a time sort of section. If we can hit this first try, there we go. Okay, that saves a little bit of time compared to what I did before. Alright, gonna go up here. And then we have one more puzzle that we have to solve. So these puzzles, I legitimately only memorized where I have to hit it. If I mess up, it'll take me a little bit longer. But, like, I highly doubt I will fail these because it's, like, some of the simplest puzzles I've ever had. Then we're going to go through here and we're going to warp back to the very beginning. We're going to run up here. We're going to stay as Patch. We're going to... No, not Patch. This is Scribbler. I do that a lot. So... Okay, we're good. We're good. We're going to go through here. We're going to hit that, maybe. Then we're going to go through here. And then hit that. Switch over to Scribbler. And run all the way over. Because I did all that stuff a little bit early, it allows for me to actually do all this. If I was to mess up any one of those, then I wouldn't be able to do that. I found out. The hard way. Alright, so now we're gonna transport back here. Run all the way back, and you know that ice block that I hit earlier when I was going into the first section? We're gonna run over that ice block. This way, and then we're going to get to the next section. All right, shout out to MOD, one of the runners here. He tells me, hopefully I'll do the thing. I'll go up to this ice block, then turn 180. Nope. Really? There we go. That was 4th try. Not the greatest, but normally you would want to, as MOD told me, go in there and you want to turn 180 the second that you get up onto that ice block. Turn, like, not 180. Well, I guess it would be 180. So you make sure that you, hit that area. Nice. So this is considered the main area, so we don't want to fast travel at this point, because otherwise, well, we'll actually fly out of the area. Now we're going to go up here, and we're going to solve this last puzzle. So go here, and the last... I don't know, one time and one time only have I been able to roll and continue moving as Scribbler here. Don't know how I was able to do it. Cool, we skipped that. You're gonna see me turn my head every time that we do skips like that, because I struggle and I have to think about when I do it. It's kind of funny. Alright, so now we're going into the worst boss fight in the entire game. This is Stormcutter. MOD, once again, shout out to him, made it a little bit easier on us to do, but other than that, he's still a terrible boss. If you stand in the wrong spot at any time, you will get hit and you will die. This is the reason that we put it at a 120 estimate, because of this boss alone. Yeah, it's not a fun boss. Alright, so what the first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to actually go up to the, whichever side they start on first, I believe it's the right-hand side. We're gonna stand up at the very top. I believe it's up here first. Nope. Alright, kind of messed it up, but now we can go back over here. So if we stand up here, it's going to make them go right there. Really early, and roll. About to shoot off fire. And then we're going to run all the way back over this way and do the same exact thing over here. And right when it's about to shoot fire, roll away. Then we're going to stand in the middle right here while it goes up top for us. If I get this down, which I will, it's a really easy boss. And shoot now. Cool. So now we're going to try and get an early air cycle here. Cool, I stunned her. That's really, really good. And now this is the cycle that I always mess up. Oh, wait, this is not the cycle that I always mess up. You just have to watch where everything is. I believe we're safe right here. Cool. And then we have one more wave again, where we're hoping for them to land right here, and... Ooh. We'll go right up here, then. Cool. Alright, so it's more or less a watching sort of situation to know where everything's going to be. So now we're going to count once it flies off screen. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So now let's see if we can get early air once again. That was really good. Alright, now this cycle is the worst of my worst cycle. I never remember where to go. I believe this is correct. Yep. Okay, that was good. Then it'll come from the top. Depending on where it is. Alright. Then we have one more cycle, and then we're free. Depending on where it goes. I believe we're safe right here. Yep. Alright. So with that, we're going to stand right in this corner right here. Thank you, MOD. This makes this last cycle really easy. We're going to stand right here. Can't get hit. Run to the center. Stand right here. Then run all the way over here. We can't get hit once again. Alright. So now we're on to the last cycle. The air cycle is terrible. I hate this last one. This can also kill us pretty hard. So once again, we're just waiting to hit the... That was really good, too. Whoa, okay. So let's see if we can get early air cycle here. That was really, really good. That was a fantastic fight. So that's probably one of the better fights that I've had of Stormcutter. That air cycle is just miserable. Alright. So now we'll see if we get the glitch. Sometimes air just decides to disappear for no reason whatsoever. She's supposed to like do the shot up into the air and disappear, but sometimes she just doesn't even do the smoke. She just disappears. Alright, so this is one of the only times in the entire game where we can't get the glitch for for the thingamabob, the Terra Mail. There it is, for the Terra Mail. But I've been lucky enough to, if I do this correctly, I can still do the glitch for flying away. It's really hard, but you have to do it. Try it. Hey, I might be able to do it. Nope, did not get it. That's fine. Alright, so now we're gonna fly back. This is one thing that I forgot to explain. If I'm flying here, there's like a bunch, like this is the best time for donations to be read, incentives, anything to be read during this time, because there's literally nothing going on. Alright, so we're gonna fly back to Havenholm again. And, we're gonna get a dialogue box that shouldn't be at this point. If I would have messed it up, I would have got this dialogue box. This is the dialogue box that would have normally happened there. Whew, okay. If you get too far away, you can't get to that. So, once again, we're going to be just talking about some of the story-related issues here. This is another good time for donations to be read, but when this happens, I'm also going to be trying to see the other dragons that we normally don't see. So we're going to roll into here. Yes, you can skip past these cutscenes, but they're completely useless because they do nothing for you if you skip them. We tested it out just to see. So I'm going over this way. Try and see if we can see Vodkas dragon here. Hey, we get to see her a little bit. Alright, so now we're going into the final area, which is my worst area in the entire game, which is Bloodbriar. Bloodbriar. So some of the tricks are a little bit harder. Like, not the whole open area is hard. It is the runes that are hard in this area that I have troubles with. All right, here we go. So there's a certain tree that I'm looking at here to go and use the landing. So not this first tree here. It's actually right here. There we go. That was the fastest that you can go. There's a second tree that's low down. If you get like the nose or the wings at a specific area, you can land a little bit faster. Alright, so we have one more Astro Skip here, and then the Astro Skip after this is super easy. So hopefully we can get this Astro Skip. I'm usually pretty good at this. Once again, you're going to see me move my head. There we go. And now we're on to one of the harder areas in the game for me. So you can skip this. I always forget about it, though. There's not that much to it. Come on through, Scribbler. Alright, up here. Thank you. And then hit this. And then we go into a cutscene that we can't skip once again. It's not that long, so it's not worth it. So now we're going to go down here, roll past this. So the reason that we're skipping past all these switches is because... oops. Uh-oh. I went the wrong way. If we do, then we're going to be bombarded with a bunch of different arrows. Like I said at the very beginning of the game, it's going to happen if you landed those switches, so we try and dodge past almost every single one of them. Alright, so this one coming up is a little bit more tricky. So we're going to go through all these. Oops, whatever. That's fine. And then right here. Now, there's a very, 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 very rare chance here, it has happened, that you can get trapped. So we hope that that doesn't happen. So this is the one time in the game where there's legitimately no way to actually skip past the cutscene, so you have to go backwards. But now that the cutscene is activated, we can just run through, like I said earlier. Oh god. Okay, we're fine. Cool. That one's a little bit harder for me normally, but I've kind of learned where it is. Come on over, Scribbler. Please don't die on me. So, that's one thing that we kind of have to worry about in this section alone, just for me. If Scribbler dies, we have to go back and we have to pick him up. If you run fast enough, it usually won't happen, because then you can just... Oh, by the way, he likes to teleport down. It's just super funny to me. Alright. This is my worst skip in the entire game. Yep. I already messed it up. So we have to get down here, and we have to get Patch to do that. Then we're going to run over here, and we're going to avoid this dragon. Then we're going to go up here, hit this. We're going to switch over to... Scribbler to teleport back. Then we're going to stand right here, and then let's see if I can get this. Nice. Perfect. Alright, that was first try. That was really, really good for me. Normally I mess that up quite a bit. But right here, we're going to run into some of these flying dragons. I just don't want Scribbler to die, so I kill him off. It's just a preference that I like to do. So all this stuff that I'm doing right now is actually... Oh, this is a big section to explain this. VSync. This is another section where you literally don't have to do any of the stuff. You have to release one of them, the one on the left that I just did, and then after that you can just VSync clip through the area there. There. Alright, let's go fast here. Please don't die, Scribbler. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That was actually pretty good. We're gonna go straight. Nice. And now we're gonna go through this fog. Normally, casually, you would want to use the fire ability that you got from the last upgrade that Patch got in order to find your way through, but we kind of have it memorized as exactly where to go. We're gonna roll over here, and then we're gonna go over here, get through. And now we'll get over here. Alright, this is another big section for skipping. So I'm gonna shoot it over there, and then right about there, we're gonna roll. Awesome. We're just gonna leave Scribbler back there. Just hopefully we don't get unlucky. I have soft-locked here because I haven't been able to grab Patch because he has been trapped. Alright, so now we're going to go over here and hopefully hit the... this is just one of the few fadeaway sections that you normally get. Then we're going to go down here and we're going to roll. And now, once again, like I was saying, normally you would have to do the fire, but all the areas are legit open to us. Cool. So this section that I'm doing right now, if you roll, or if you have on the PC, you can do another VSync sort of situation here, where now you would be able to clip through the entire thing and just get into the next section. But because we're on console, we can't really do that until they add VSync in. Right, head up here and get our last one. Beautiful. Head down here. Then we're gonna go back through that area. So, the funny thing about this area, Bloodbriar, is I actually don't... I never played this area casually, because when I was first playing this game, I knew for a fact that I was going to speedrun it. So, when I played this casually, I never actually played this area normally. So, solving this puzzle, I couldn't tell you how long it actually takes. But according to the other runners, they say that this saves, like, 2 minutes plus from solving the puzzle. It's a very annoying puzzle, I guess. Cool, we got both of them. So let's hope that Scribbler doesn't die here. We're just gonna run forward. Cool. We're safe. Now we have one more skip here. This one, if I get it, lost, thank you. Cool. So I was told by Loss, one of the other runners, that you want to roll there at the tree on the side. Okay, we did one skip. This is the one you don't want to skip, because if you skip that section, you actually, there's no loading zone that you can go into at that point, and you just fall into a void, which is kind of funny. Alright, so this area, this is what I'm talking about as my worst area in the entire game. I'm so bad at this area that it's unreal. So this next Astro Skip, last Astro Skip of the game, I found the setup for it, luckily, because I would hate to, like, mess this up. So right there, standing in that section and then rolling, you're able to do that Astro Skip a lot easier than you normally would. Oh! That's fine. Alright, so this is where it comes into play, where I'm very bad at this section. For some reason, I just can't do this area, like, really good at all. But thanks to Mod, he showed me a little bit easier way to do this. Alright, so that was actually pretty decent. That was probably the fastest. Yes, okay. So now we just completely skipped a dragon fight. I'm usually really bad at that roll. And now let's get this. Nice. So normally you would have to go and hit another switch to drop those down, but because if you go into the very corner there, you are able to skip all that. Ah! Alright, we're going to travel back, we're going to go through, and we're going to go this way. So this section you're about to see me do, because of VSync, is completely skipped in this section. You can completely skip this floor that you're about to see me do. Alright, hit over there, hit down, hit over. Hit once up, then over here, nice. Alright, so now we solved that puzzle. So that was actually very solid. Coming up here. We're going to switch over. Get Scribbler over here. And follow... Oops, follow the arrows that we're just shooting down, not like actual arrows. Alright, we're going to go up here. Remember, all of this is completely skipped if you actually do VSync, or the VSync off skip. Like, none of this is done. So once again, we're going to get one of those weird camera angle, or camera glitches. Because we're supposed to be over there at the time, but it's, I knew that I had to teleport, so it's just going to show black. Alright, so, with that skip, basically this is where you would start back up. This is like coming in. Oops, ow. You would start like right in here soon. Oh wait, never mind. This is still part of the section that skipped. I always forget it. Like I said, I haven't run the PC version, so I wouldn't actually know. Alright, there's a skip here that I'm still learning. Nope. So you can completely skip this cutscene if you roll in the correct area. It just saves, like, no less than, like, 5 seconds having to wait. Alright. So now we're going to solve this puzzle. As I said before, I've never played the Bloodbriar casually, so I don't know how this puzzle would actually be solved. And some of the other runners don't even remember how this puzzle was solved casually. Because all you have to do is literally just hit those two at a certain angle, and it solves the puzzle for you. Now we're going to go up here into this fight with these dragons. These guys can really be a big, massive pain. Oh, that was actually really good. We'll take that. Only got hurt a little bit. Alright, so now we're going to go up here. Can't skip past this. Normally what you're supposed to do for this is you're supposed to go around the whole area. Didn't realize that until somebody told me, hey, you're supposed to go all the way around and do a whole puzzle solving section. If you just hit that, you don't have to do any of that. Alright, go down here. Then we're going to go back through these dragon sections, but we've already fought them once, so we don't need to worry about them. Then we're going to go down here. We're going to stay as Patch, because I believe the next section we need him. Alright, so, that area where I said, hey, you'll come back, after you do the VSync, all that stuff that I just did, this is where you would spawn and do probably one of the greatest glitches of all time. So normally you would have to go down there and fight all these enemies. All you have to do is activate the cutscene. Oops. That's fine. You have to activate the cutscene and then go over here, up warp, and you've now skipped the entire fight. It's super simple. Like, that casually can be done so easily. But there is a chance for soft lock there. I have soft lock there, unfortunately. Where you get stuck in the fight and Scribbler's whip at the top and it keeps on activating the cutscene over and over again. And there's nothing you can really do, but it's very, like, safe. I don't think I've ever messed that up in a marathon. Alright. So now we're on to, in my opinion, one of the worst ones. Oh, okay. There, we got it first try. Thanks to Mod again for telling me exactly how to do that. Uh... Never realized how easy that is. Okay. So now we're going on to Crimson Gore Gutter. Crimson Gore Gutter is an interesting boss fight. He's supposed to be one of the harder boss fights in the entire game, but we cheese them like we do the other bosses. So we're not actually going to do the path that we originally would. We're actually going to... You're supposed to hit all the feet, or both feet, knock off all the chains, and then hit the head. However, if you aim correctly, you can hit just the head, and only the head. And if you only hit the head, then it allows for you to completely skip a bunch of different sections, and you'll see something really funny when I do this correctly here. I'm still getting used to this a little bit, but hopefully I should be able to, not hopefully, I will be able to have it down by the time of the marathon if this is chosen. Alright, so we're gonna hit that once and only once, then we're gonna go up here. Alright, there we go. So we have to hit him 10 times. I don't know how many times, maybe once or twice I've hit him. Alright. That worked a little bit better. So, like I said, we're just cheesing this. We can't really get hit. Oh my gosh, please. Like I said, I'm not used to this technique. There we go. Alright, we're about done. Oops. Did get hit somehow. Oh, I got hit again. Alright. There we go. Now we're done. We're gonna run down here. That's the fight. Alright, and we are going to run out. So, that fight actually has a potential to, if we were to do this correctly, and if we found a consistent way to do it, we have a way to actually skip that entire fight without having to, like, cheese it like that. But we have not found a consistent way of actually doing that. Alright, here we go. We're on to the final fight. This is the final air fight of the game. We're just gonna be using Patch, running around in circles, and then getting an early air fight, or early air hit out. So let's hope for good RNG here. We still have a little bit of time. To go with the story here, Air says, "Yeah, sure. I have the solution to let's Patch not age, but if I do, he'll stay this age forever. And you want him to suffer with him being old like this for the rest of his life?" Wow, we got unlucky with all the rocks there, but that's fine. Alright, that was good. We have 2 potions here, so we should be a little bit more safe. The only person we really need to worry about here is Scribbler. Nice. We're just going to take a safety potion here. So now we have 1 more wave here, and this is the hardest wave in my opinion. If we don't get early cycle off and stun locker, then we're kind of screwed. Cool, we stun locked her. Alright, that was a fantastic fight. So timing is not yet. We still have a little bit to go. Air is like, no, I will never die, and then she falls into the lava, which is very unfortunate. So now we're gonna fly away here. This is the best music in the entire game. Almost every runner and player agrees. Yes, it's a little sad, but it's the best music in the entire game. So Patch, unfortunately, is very old at this point because of all the stuff that he's had to do. And we're trying to fly back to Havenholm, and we can't go any faster. This is unfortunately how the game is at this point. So we're almost to Havenholm. It teleports us a little bit more forward. This is actually the last time that you would be able to read donations for the game, because the rest of the game is just kind of like, well, matching, but there's a little bit more story involved that I actually know. Alright, so with this, we're going to now land at the campground of Havenholm. And we're going to go and talk to people and say, hey, we defeated Air, but unfortunately Patch is very old. And with that, we just have some sad news. Actually, it's not really sad news. I don't know what you're talking about. Patch is dying. He's pretty old. And they sent us over a terror mail explaining that there's a dragon graveyard that we can go to drop him off with his death. But he's not actually dying. I don't know what they're talking about. I promise you that he's not dying. Patch is actually just napping for a little bit. Here he was just tired. He just defeated 3 bosses within an hour. So he just got up. He's fine. Don't worry about him. But in all reality, though, we do have to take Patch back to the dragon graveyard, where he will do his eternal rest. So this is a lot of mashing. The time will be coming up after all of the mashing is done here. So, since he's a Chimeragon, he actually just reforms from the egg, and we find out that actually Patch was actually Air's dragon to start off with. And Patch was the cause of all the fire on the island that we have first spawned on in Havenholm. And welcome back, Patch. We'll never lose you, bud. Alright, so it's a lot of mashing here until we get to the end. So, a lot of mashing here. Time will be coming up very shortly here. A couple more dialogue boxes. Almost done. Once he starts walking away, then time will be coming up here. And one more dialogue box, and time will be coming up. And time. So that was DreamWorks Dragons Dawn of New Riders. I really appreciate you watching this. If you liked the game, enjoyed watching it, enjoyed me, I greatly appreciate if this was accepted. This is one of my favorite speed games of all time to run. It sounds a little weird that it is, but it's the most fun ever. But thank you for watching, really appreciate it, and I hope to see you at the marathon. Thank you.